Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of the Long Dark in our Against All Odds series. We have just finished Signal Void, frickin' finally, and I am now going to chill here for just a bit and rest and eat. Nice. Also, we have some low-condition food to get rid of. Not that the low condition matters, but we're carrying a ton of stuff right now, and frankly, we have not a long journey ahead of us, but an important journey ahead of us, and I'd prefer not to be too encumbered. So let's get rid of some of this extra weight. And it looks like we also have some water, which makes sense because we picked some up. We're going to have to drop some of this after we sleep is the main thing. Let's go ahead and sleep for about 9 hours. Much needed condition recovery, honestly. Already drank some burdock tea, or not burdock tea, but birch bark tea during the last episode. So that was helpful. I'm still sorting by condition out of habit, but it's really not necessary. We just want to take a look at what some of the heavier items that I'm carrying are. Now I have lots of corn, which, as I've said many times, I want to hold on to. Too full to eat. Yeah, we're completely full. Completely and utterly full. Okay, well, one thing I can get rid of are these torches. We also have some extra flares. Those aren't necessary. I think I have some extra lantern fuel that I've picked up. I am now using the rifle holster, but I was about to say harness, but we're using the holster. No longer going to be using the crampons, so that's going to be something I might drop. I think I'm very, very grateful that I'm doing this sort of tentative exploratory series where I'm getting used to the possibility of having this as an item, because as I said last episode, the thing about this holster that's kind of like messing with me a little, the rifle holster, it's not that heavy, which is nice, and it does reduce my encumbrance from the rifle, but it also takes away, you know, the added benefit of the crampons, which, you know, means I'm going to get a lot more sprains and generally means I'm going to have more trouble climbing. So there's definitely a give and take. You could also keep the crampons and use the, and give up the moose hide satchel. That's a possibility. But then you have less carrying capacity, and that's just not what I'm going for. So I'm still deciding how I really feel about it, but it's an interesting development, for sure. Okay, so one thing I want to double check on, let's look at the condition of all of my tools. Rifle does need a little bit of cleaning. Let's take care of that. The more time I pass, the more food I can eat before I leave, which means I'll have to actually drop less. It's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, because I am passing additional time, whereas I could leave sooner, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and clean that. That's much better. Okay. Also, I wanted to check. I have birch bark tea in here. Lots of it. Mentioned that last episode that I feel like I might have had some birch bark tea in a insulated flask, and I do, in fact. Alright, we have some burdock root that I need to prepare there. And frankly, I just have more stuff than I need. The corn is so heavy. I want it, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if I want it that badly. Because at this point, I do have a lot of extra cloth. That's not necessary. What we can do is get rid of most of this. Oh, and that's most of the weight. Nice. We also do have... Oh, those cardboard matches are not necessary. So we're pretty close to being able to just leave. We also do have a frickin' ton of stims. I'm going to drop the crampons, because if we're in experimental mode, I might as well lean all the way into it. Let's also go ahead and drop the balaclava. We are wearing the newer balaclava. Can I repair this with cured leather? Yes, I can. Let's do that. Keep that thing fully repaired. Let's also go ahead and repair these. again, just to use up some stuff. Once I'm done with this kind of prep work, we're beelining straight for the zone of contamination, finally, which is what this series has been all about. It's been a long time coming. Frankly, I've taken much longer than I would have expected for completely non-game related reasons to get to this point. So it's nice. Because also, the thing is, if I haven't made this abundantly clear, or if you're just joining us, here's the thing, okay? Also, did I get that bedroll? Make sure I got it. Yeah, I did. Here's the thing. Alright, that cabin is over there. Okay, I had a feeling I kind of knew where I was. This is my third attempt on camera since the beginning of last year to finish Signal Void. Third. Yeah. So the fact that we're finally done with this is a really big deal to me. The fact that we're finally moving back towards the airfield is a really big deal to me. Because we can finally get caught up on the second tail. The question is, and this is what I really don't know, how much will that tail require me to move around Great Bear? Because Signal Void took me a while to complete, not just because it took multiple attempts and multiple series, but because I had to move around a lot of Great Bear. I've never had the impression that Buried Echoes, the second tail, is the same way. But then again, I haven't looked into it too much because I haven't wanted to be spoiled. So I literally have no idea. I don't know what's coming. I'm inclined to think, based on what I remember about the trailer, that Buried Echoes takes place entirely within the zone of contamination. Because I know that the zone of contamination is the most industrialized, kind of built-up zone that Hinterland has ever made for the Long Dark. That was advertised in the trailer, so I know that much. Even though I've never been, and I've never really watched anyone who was there. If I, was watching a YouTube video, or if I was watching a Twitch streamer and I realized they were in the zone of contamination, I was like, nope, not doing this. Don't want to spoil myself. Alright, so there are 4 deer straight ahead. We're going to pretty much beeline straight out of here. I just want to make sure that I have everything I need from the hangar before I go. Because it's kind of on the way. I may also stay the night because this day is almost over. I don't want to be leaving in the middle of the night. That would be just bad timing. Hopefully the weather is decent. But yeah, I'm inclined to think that they're not going to have zone of contamination and the second tail be exactly like the first tail. I just don't think that's going to be the case. Because if they had 2 tails in a row that kind of required you to go all the way around Great Bear and do different things, that would feel kind of repetitive, kind of rote. And I just don't see Hinterland doing that. So I'm more inclined to think that because this zone is so built up, because they've made it clear that there's so much going on in the zone of contamination, that it will take place entirely there. And I know that I'll have to take advantage of gas masks and kind of protection from the toxins of the zone of contamination. And of course there are the toxic wolves. That's something I haven't even encountered yet, even though one's been in the thumbnail, a drawing of one anyway. I should say a Photoshop wolf with some green coloring to make it look like a scrawny, irradiated wolf. It's been on the thumbnail since day one. But I haven't actually encountered one, so I have no idea what to expect. Let me take a quick look back here. Anything hanging out in these boxes? Maybe? Perhaps? Nope. Okay. Let's go back inside. The weather's being pretty generous right now. Can't complain about that. I don't know why I walked up to the helicopter. Let's just go down to the basement and see what's there. I'm just so not used to coming in from that door. This is like a whole new angle. I'm 99.9% certain I'm not bringing anything with me from here, but I'm just making sure that I didn't leave anything more substantial behind. On kind of a whim, because I did travel back and forth. Yeah, so I have this water, some sticks, and some tinder plugs. I really don't think... I mean, I can bring the water with me, just for the sake of having extra water for the road. And I could bring those 2 pieces of coal, just so that I can have something to burn. At this point, honestly, I think what I may do here... I have an idea. Oh yeah, that's right. That's not the actual exit. I was expecting a loading screen. I think what I may do here... Loading screen is up here, Hadrian. We still have some decent weather, and we're not that tired. So rather than spend the night here, we're going to keep moving. We're going to go this way. And I was going to head out of the zone in that direction, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to actually follow the road, which means I will have to be prepared for my friends, who I know are between me and where I'm trying to go. But I'm going to head back pretty much the way that I came in. There's one wolf. It'll make the trip somewhat longer, but here's the thing. If I go back the way I came... One thing I definitely didn't do is I didn't grab for more cattails, but I also don't really need to. I have plenty of food now. And I imagine I will find more in the zone of contamination. At least I certainly hope so. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. But that's what I'm excited about, because we have a new zone. It's completely unknown to me. And that's the way I like the Long Dark. So, let's get going. I'm going to swing down this direction and make sure that I didn't skip over any cattails. Yeah, you can tell that I've already picked some here. Here's some on the closer side, which is expected, because I was avoiding the wolves. I might aggro the wolves by doing this, but it's worth the risk just to have a little bit extra to snack on. Discussion in the comments seems to confirm what I already strongly suspect to be the case about this particular zone, the Forsaken Airfield, and the ice. As much ice as there is in the Forsaken Airfield, the ice here is like Mystery Lake ice. You just don't have to worry about thin ice when you're in Forsaken Airfield. That seems to be the consensus, which I really like. It's nice to have at least a few zones, including one among the newer zones, where thin ice is just not as much of a factor. Okay. Yeah, I remember deliberately avoiding this patch of cattails when I was coming the opposite direction, because I knew those wolves were right over that ridge. I was about to say ledge. Ledge, ridge. Right over that crest. Alright, so I'm going to cut across here, because there's no need to wind down the entire river path here. I'm just kind of double-checking cattails. I think I was pretty thorough on my way in, but it's always worth a second glance. Could run into a wolf here. Maybe. Nope, we're good. Okay. Oh, you're fine. You're fine, Jennifer. We are going to shelter. This would be a much better place to sort of pause and rest for the night, because when I wake up, not only will I be closer to the exit, but I won't have... Well, yeah, I'll just be closer to the exit. Okay, I think I need to... I don't think I need to stay here. I think I need to find a way up off of this water. Tell you what, let me poke my head up here. I feel like I might be walking up on a wolf, but I'm prepared. It's fine. If a wolf were to happen upon me right now, that wolf would not have a good day. Perfect. Alright, I see the truck. That is exactly one of the landmarks that I was looking for. The truck sits along the road. That bridge is also a landmark because I remember seeing the bridge on the way in. So we're just going to hightail it up here. And there's the road. Perfect. So remember, I got caught in a blizzard here once. In a series earlier. I think it was actually late last year, or maybe it was early this year when I was first leaving Forsaken Airfield. I don't remember. I think it would have been late last year when this series was starting. It's hard to believe. It's one of the reasons I want to do a new playlist for the new tale that's coming out, because I think it's possible now to do a series that's much more focused on the new content and that gets around to exploring much sooner. So it's not very typical of my Long Dark content that I will start a new series with an existing save, but in this case, for the sake of exploring the Tales content in a deliberate way, it makes a lot of sense. And then I can go back to mainline Against All Odds content and some Misery Mode content as well.
Oh, so cold.
Which sounds fantastic. Scary, but in a fantastic way. Okay, so I'm officially losing condition. I'm going to try and get up over this ridge to my left, because there are wolves kind of straight ahead. And I have had to take them on when at this exact pass before. But if I can stay high and to the left and get over this ridge, I should technically be able to avoid them. Also, because we are so far into this particular save, and we've survived for so long, the wildlife population is reduced relative to what it would normally be. Okay, moment of truth. Perfect. Alright, I'm going to step up here. This is such a sneaky little trick, but if there is a wolf at that bend, it's just a way to get completely around them, which is great. Yeah, I've literally run into a wolf right down there before. Okay. Let's get inside here and get some rest. I think I will drink some of that birch bark tea. Don't need to worry about heating it up, though, which is nice. And I also don't think... Hold on. Let's get out the lantern, because I don't think I need the bedroll out. Yeah, there are beds here. I've already been through these lockers, of course. Alright, couple of things. Still blows my mind. I'll just do one. Blows my mind that it took me so long to realize that the contents are labeled. Okay, so there's some caloric value to that. Also some vitamin C value. Scurvy has not played a role, BT dubs, if you haven't noticed that. Scurvy is just not a thing at this level. And it's not because it's turned off. It's definitely turned on. But I just think that because of my cattail diet, scurvy has just not popped up as a risk. I think Interloper players, and of course Misery players, are much more likely to have to deal with it. But because things like cattails help so much... Hang on, can I also... Yeah, let's drink some herbal tea as well. Perfect. So far, I think it's been easy for me to avoid. Okay, so this is going to get through most of the night, but we still have a little bit of time. The advantage of this now is that I'm going to go ahead and consume a bit of this tomato soup. This will allow me to free up a little bit more weight. Ooh, can I do both of them? I might be able to get away with both of them after I rest a bit. So tell you what, let's pass time for, say, 3 hours. Okay. And now if we sleep for 3, we should get about 2 hours worth. Maybe even 1.5. Yeah, more like 1.5 now that I think about it. And now we'll eat this tomato soup and get rid of both of those cans. And be mostly okay encumbrance-wise. Also, calorically, we're not too bad. So no complaints there. Okay, I have more sewing kits than I need. I'll keep everything else. We're good to go. Okay, pass time a bit longer. And there we are. Well, I kind of want to leave with as much energy as possible, so let's sleep for an hour now. And now we should be good. Should wake up fully rested and ready to go. Perfect. Okay. That also gives me an opportunity to drink a bit more water. Condition is fully recovered. Condition of clothing is good. Unfortunately, we didn't find mucklucks. I was kind of kidding, not kidding, about hoping to find some of those in Bunker Omega. Because we've explored a lot of the world. But you know one place we haven't explored? Where honestly they're quite likely to be if they are, in fact, in this loot table, this particular save. Coastal Highway. We've barely explored Coastal Highway during this run. It's weird to say that, but it's true. Wait, no. There we go. Barely explored Coastal Highway. I don't know what to tell you. It's just not been a huge priority. Alright, I've already grabbed all these acorns. I thought for a second I might not have grabbed the acorns from that tree. Alright, let's stay on the road. Because movement speed. Every little patch of snow is going to slow me down here, but we are on the way. It's unfortunate that Bunker Omega was on the far side there. But we are finally on the way. And it is nice that the holster is helping me carry the rifle at less weight. I do appreciate that. In some ways, I'm kind of hoping at this point, this is one of the things I've been thinking about since yesterday's episode. I'm kind of hoping, honestly, and let me know your thoughts on this, that there are, I mean, in the same way that I'm hoping that the, not the thermos, but the insulated flask, that thing, is going to have a new interface element in some way. For the same reason that I'm hoping about that, I'm hoping that there will be maybe some changes to the equipment system so that there aren't just 2 accessory slots, or that maybe there are separate slots for holsters. Maybe some new slots added for very specific types of equipment. So if additional holster types were added, for example, let us choose one holster to wear, right? But then that way it wouldn't take up a slot. I like that idea. Like, maybe give us a shoulder slot, if that makes sense. And perhaps it doesn't, but I just, at this point, they've added so many accessories that you can possibly put in those 2 slots. Just these 2. That forcing us to choose just 2 feels like, at this point, it's a little bit too much. I'd rather have 3. Let us choose a combination of 3, you know? So maybe it's just a 3rd accessory slot. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the solution. But what I would be more inclined to kind of see them doing is 2 accessory slots, as we've always been accustomed to. But then also, nice view.
It's so cold.
A specialized slot.
I want to lay down for a bit.
Alright, so we're going to have to go to the cave up here. Which is part of the plan. It's not too far. So I am sprinting deliberately, because we'll be able to pass some time here. Recover some condition, recover some warmth. Cave is, I want to say right... it might be a little bit farther. Wait, was it here? Yes, it was. That's it. Such a steep slope. I didn't think this was it. But this is it. Okay. And I believe I've been in here once already this playthrough. Or maybe I haven't been, because there's some coal. Yes, I have. Okay. I just didn't pick up the coal, because I probably didn't need it at the time. Yes, I absolutely have been. There's a previous campfire. Actually, don't need a new one. Should be fine. Okay. Let's just sleep for, we'll say 3 hours. We'll get 2. I'm trying not to say certain things out loud about the weather. If that's not abundantly clear, I am trying really hard not to say certain things out loud about the weather. So what we're going to do is head straight for the kind of train station as a pit stop, gather our wits, and then head to the zone of contamination. And the only reason that I'm making that pit stop is that I know that this zone is going to make me walk a while farther in the cold. So I want to just be as prepared as possible for this move to the zone of contamination. It's nice to finally be leaving Forsaken Airfield behind. I like Forsaken Airfield. It's a good zone. But we've spent enough time here over the last year and a half trying to get Signal Void done in varying capacities. And the nice thing now, since I've finished Signal Void, here's one thing, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be cavalier, but I could die at this point. That's the really nice thing about the fact that we hit the milestone that we finally hit in the last episode. And that's one of the reasons I was so tense for so long, because it was something we had started and then stopped, and then started and then stopped. So actually reaching that and having that completed means that in new playthroughs, I can proceed to part 2 without having to redo part 1. Which is really nice. Also, I just realized something though, and I don't mind being spoiled on this if anyone knows. So because I've completed Signal Void, and I no longer have to do Signal Void every single playthrough, does that mean that I can just, like, find Bunker Omega? That I can just walk up to Bunker Omega in other saves, now that I know where it is, assuming it's in the same place every time, and just get that stuff in a fresh playthrough? Or do I have to, if I want the holster, do I have to go through the Signal Void quest to get it? That I don't know. And quite frankly, I would rather just ask and find out, those of you who have completed it, than go through all of it again. I mean, I suppose I could start a fresh playthrough and see if I could find that stuff, but that's still a decent amount of time.
I hate being cold, because I really do.
Almost gone, but you can see this zone is absolutely freezing, even with all of the extra clothing that I'm wearing. It's not quite as bad as it was. If I were in the same condition clothing-wise that I was in when I left previously, I would have already been freezing as soon as I stepped out of the cave, pretty much. Hi, buddy. There's the hypothermia risk.
If I don't warm up soon.
You are so completely fine. Are you even aware? So cool to see the hand coverings. Are you even aware of how okay you are? I don't think you are, Jennifer. Don't think you are. 30 minutes and we're still leaving the Forsaken Airfield. My God. What a chore getting in and out of this zone. And you see what I mean. When I was heading into the Forsaken Airfield, I was mentioning that like it just feels so much longer entering the Forsaken Airfield because the walls are kind of closing in around you. The tunnel is like closing in when you're on the way into the zone. There's more of a feeling of like things being unveiled to you as you get closer and closer to the airfield, especially when you're arriving for the first time. It's really nice. Not so much when you are leaving for the first or second or third time. It takes a while to get out of there. It's quite a large zone. I'm so excited. Oh my God. And don't worry, for those of you looking at the clock going, how soon is he going to end this? What's he going to do? I'm not going to give you an episode that's just me leaving Forsaken Airfield. Don't worry. We're going to get to the zone of contamination before I end this one. Might have to end it on kind of a cliffhanger, but we're going to get to the zone of contamination, damn it. That is happening. So, this one might be a bit late in terms of the schedule. See how long YouTube takes to process it. Alright, cool. Let's step back in here. So I think the mine is up here to the right. As in, back that direction and to the right. But I'm going to step in here, recover some condition. Okay. Got this canned ham, which is beautiful. Encumbrance-wise, I'm actually okay at the moment, despite the fact I'm carrying all that corn, which is hilarious. Glad I picked up that extra water. That is exactly why I wanted to double-check in the basement of the hangar, so I'm glad I did that. Let's now sleep for 4 hours. We'll get 3 in a few minutes. I don't think that leaves a ton of time in the day. No, it does not. It definitely does not. And I don't know if there's going to be a cave in the zone of contamination as soon as I get there. That just seems like a bad gamble to take. Is there anything else in here? I already got that. Yeah. No water in that toilet. Yeah, it just feels like a bad gamble to take. So what I'm going to do is just pass the night here. We're going to pass time for like 6 hours or so. It is going to mean burning some calories. It's unfortunate. Okay, there's that. Now, unfortunately, interesting. Let me go ahead and drink that water. I'm going to be, like, highly unencumbered heading into the zone of contamination, which is always nice. But that did not tire me out nearly as much as I hoped it would. So now we're going to pass time for 4 hours. So passing time for 6 hours only tired me out for about 3 hours of rest. I don't think I've ever actually paid like very close attention to that ratio, which is a wild thing for me to say out loud. I know. I literally have done a series called Survival School. It's been a while. It's been a while since the last one, hasn't it? I'll have to change that. But okay, no, we want to actually sleep this time. But yeah, I genuinely don't know. Like, it's not something I pay close attention to. Okay, there we go. Okay, the weather doesn't look great. which is kind of hilarious. Should have seen that coming. I don't have a ton of water, and by
Anything right about now.
a ton, I mean any. But let's go. This could become a blizzard as I head into the zone of contamination. But you only live once, so let's get going. To the Langston mine. Alright, so I'm guessing it's... That looks like... Hold on. No. Yeah, that's the path. Interesting. If I had trusted that road too much... Oh, there's some cattails. I didn't know those were here. If I had trusted that road too much, I would have been in trouble. Okay, so the weather is not looking very nice. Let's stay on the road if we can. Road's over here. Mine's over here. Okay. I don't think I've really been up this direction at all. So much so that I don't know that I've been... Actually, wait. I think I have been through this truck, because I remember going through this building before. Yeah, I've been through this truck. Let's keep moving. Do I have my... Yes, I do. Oh, you know what I don't have? Oh, I left my freaking cooking pot after all. I did. I left it this episode. Oh, well. Oh, well. We still have the skillet. It's fine. I'm sure we'll find another cooking pot somewhere, and we still have... That's why I'm unencumbered. Man, that makes so much sense. I even said last episode I wasn't going to leave it. Still left it. The cooking pot is the new knife in the side of the boat. Okay. Weather is less than ideal. Don't love this at all. But I do love the fact that we are stepping into mine territory. Also, it seems like... Is this a cave? Is the transition area into the mine a cave? Oh, man. There it is. There it is. I have waited so long to see those words on the screen. I haven't been here. I have no idea what to expect. I don't know where shelter is. I'm immediately concerned because it's looking like we have a blizzard. I'm kind of wanting to go... Yeah, let's head over this way. I see a tree. Oh, hi. One down. Not toxic wolves, just wolves. Oh no, that's a toxic wolf. I can see from the way he's walking. Got him. Even with the shakes. Got him. Yeah, poisoned wolf carcass. Interesting. Not going to deal with them right now because I would rather find shelter.
Can you eat trees?
You can indeed. If you call trees cattails. Otherwise, no. No, you can't. Alright, so literally dropped my first 2 toxic wolves without too much trouble. But I need water, which means that as I look for a cave here, also need to be mindful... Oh, wait, hold on. Speaking of caves. Oh, I don't love this. So this... Ooh. Interesting. What I was about to say is, as I look for a cave, I'm going to need to find sticks. But not only am I finding this very narrow pass, which makes me feel kind of safe from predators, maybe, ish. Hang on, let me look over here. There's also all these sticks all over the ground, which will be useful for making water. Alright, I want to break those up, but at the same time, I don't want to lose more condition than is necessary. I'd rather keep moving, especially if there's a cave right around the corner. I can come back for those sticks, hopefully. I'm just really hoping I don't get myself into a irreversible situation here. Okay, not sure where that leads. Might go back the way we came. Cave to my left. That's what I wanted to see. Cave, cave? Nope. Shelter cave. Love it. With some coal. Okay. Lots of coal. Perfect. All right, well, we are going to have our water then. It's going to take me a while to make some. Actually, no, it won't, because I've got the skillet, so all things considered, we're going to be okay. Let's go ahead and start a fire. Let's add some coal. Place these. Get some water going. And that won't take too long at all. Now, I do have a little bit of food left, but not a lot. So we're going to need to potentially... I don't love the idea of consuming poisoned wolf meat. But this is not considered an exploratory season and series for nothing. So, let's see. Hypothermia risk is gone. We're going to drink that. Got plenty of time on the fire. I think what I may do... Well, no. Let's just pass time there. Drink that. Grab that. Alright, now we got plenty of water. I'm going to go ahead and sleep for the amount of time I need to just to recover a little bit of condition. We got 4 hours on this fire. We don't even need to sleep that long. Hopefully this is a safe cave. I'm about to find out if it's not. But we will stop this episode here. In the next one, we have the entire unexplored zone of contamination at our fingertips, and I cannot wait. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. For early episodes, channel emotes, and member badges, look for the join button. New episodes drop at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time every day but Wednesday, and comments are always welcome, so leave your thoughts below. And I'll see you next time.